It's time for the Geek Missile podcast, broadcasting from somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. Now, here are your hosts, Randy and Adam.
Welcome back to the final episode of the Geek Missile podcast. So good to have you. My name is Randy Howell.
And I'm Adam Dieringer.
Adam Dieringer, right. Nice to have you there.
And good day to you, sir, mate.
Good day to you. Man, this is great. This is our final episode of Season 1. Very excited to get this wrapped up, get everything put together for Season 2. Season 2 is coming. But you are listening to right now, just so you know, the Geek Missile podcast, where we are heard from coast to coast in the United States and now around the world.
We've done it. We've made it all the way to the area where the toilets allegedly go backwards.
Queensland, Australia, mate.
All the way over there from Joey's to, what is it? Hold on. Wait. Shrimp on the Barbie.
There you go. And to our fine friends down in the Bahamas listening to the Geek Missile podcast, we thank you, all of you, for listening.
And we're jealous. Like, I would much rather be there drinking a mojito.
I think it'd be cool if we could do a show there.
If you guys want to invite us down there, we will gladly stay on your couch. I'm very compact. I can roll into a ball and lay on like one cushion.
If it's in the Bahamas, can't we just maybe do one out on the beach?
Yeah, lay beach bums. Beach bums. We'll just be guys on the beach and
I'm all right with that.
Yell at people to go, yeah.
We don't need anything fancy. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're not going to turn down the Four Seasons if you have a room there. No, not at all.
Of course.
But we're not high end people, so although we do like high end stuff. So at the same time, don't say we wouldn't do it, but
no, of course.
Don't sweat over it either.
Yeah, don't sweat over it, but don't skimp if you're feeling generous.
Absolutely. So awesome. So last episode of Season 1, and thank you to all the friends around the world that have taken the time to listen to this show. We do appreciate you guys. Action-packed show today. Great stuff. It's kind of a bummer that we're ending because we've got a lot of news. We got the WOWclassic. Servers are full. And we're going to talk about EAgames. I mean, we got a lot going on. It almost makes me want to do another episode next week just to kind of wrap it up. But there might be a cliffhanger. Who knows how this is going to work out?
You know, if there's anything I've learned about great television and radio, we can leave. We can give them a nice cliffhanger to hang on, and everything's going to be all right. Because you guys come back and find out if we fall off a cliff. We won't. We're great.
And there's not a lot of cliffs around here. At least I'm sure there is. We live in a mountainy area, so.
We'd have to proactively drive to a cliff to be hanging off it.
Yeah,
so we got you.
We're pretty safe. Awesome. So with Adam Dieringer at the Pizza Pipeline News Desk, tell me, my friend, what is going on with WOWclassic?
Well, WOWclassic, you know, that it came back a long time ago. Oh, the cup tan thing wasn't working very well.
No.
So, WOWclassic. So, if anybody remembers, 15 years in the past when World of Warcraft first released, it was quickly renowned as, people were making jokes about, people lose their job and play World of Warcraft at home and never leave their house again. And they weren't entirely wrong. It started off at a small, maybe million or two at launch and made it its way to about, I think, 12 to 13 million active players at its peak. Now it's down to, I think, 2-3. I would venture 2 to 3 million at this point or less.
Good Lord.
But, you can't stay on top forever. People eventually get married and have kids and don't have time for all that nonsense. But
and they move on.
They've released the original formula again. They've put it out there. People asked for it over and over again. Man, I wish I could play the game like it used to be. And I've myself indulged in it. And I have characters made. They let us make characters ahead of time where you could pick 3 names on a server before the game launches on August 27th.
Okay.
Mark your calendars, folks.
Yep.
I narrowly missed a bullet and avoided all the streamers because they're always like, hey guys, let's gather in a city and crash the server because that's fun. And I'm like, I want to play the game. I don't want to get in your server crashing shenanigans. And because of that, because of how popular it's been, I didn't think there'd be this many people. I got to be honest, I thought it'd be a small group of people who are like, oh yeah, I want to play it again. But even people I've met who didn't play the game at launch are like, yeah, if it's like the original, yeah, I'll try it. So we got new people coming over this. So, and it's so full that the servers, one of the popular servers they said that on launch day, if they don't get people to leave the server or move to another server, you could be waiting behind 10,000 people in line just to enter the game and play.
So why don't they just proactively move people?
The only thing that is that people go, oh, hey, Jeff, we're going to be on this server, right? We're going to be on this.
See.
So they don't know who they end up shuffling people's friends around as the only. Yeah.
What if they made it so that there's a certain amount on this server, and then once it's full, it automatically goes to this server, and so it keeps capacity at a certain thing, and then, you know what I mean?
What ended up happening is people were so that's kind of actually how the game in live works now. The remake, the non-classic version of the game,
right?
Is people get shuffled around based on how busy the servers are. So to try to fill the world out, but people get upset because they're like, hey, Jeremy the half-orc's a really nice guy, and all of a sudden Jeremy's gone because you walked over into a new line, and so he disappears, and you're like, where did he go? People want the world to feel the same, so Jeremy the bread maker is still down the road every time, and things like that. Like
Jeremy the bread maker, mighty orc with his battle axe, but he prefers to bake. Well, sure, you got to have a hobby.
I was gonna say, and if you're in Washington, Colorado, people prefer to bake there too.
And it's legal to bake.
But no, servers crazy on they. I'm just saying, I've waited behind like 1,000 people to get into a concert before. Like I've been into that long of a line, and it took a while. I can't imagine 10,000 people. So
right.
If you folks are there, maybe consider taking some of your friends and moving over to one of their new servers. Get yourself a shiny new server, and
Well, and if they do it, I mean, I don't know. Is there a reason why you wouldn't?
I guess people are like, I want to be on a busy big server. For me, I'm the opposite. I'm like, I don't care if it's busy.
Why does it matter?
People want to be where people are like, oh, I want to do some of the group activity can take up to 40 people to do.
Oh, okay.
So they want to be on a server where they know they'll be able to meet 40 people they like.
Oh, I see.
So the more people in a pot, the more likely they'll probably like some of those people.
I gotcha.
But for me, I'm like, I'm not doing any of that 40-man stuff. It'll be me and all the a couple people I know, so enough to make like maybe 10 people. So we're not gonna.
Hey, you know what? You said something to me earlier today. You hosted a D&D, or you played a D&D game?
I did, yeah.
Tell me about it. You know what? We didn't talk about that.
Okay, so getting into D&D. So I'm running a campaign where they're dealing with dragons, and they took off on a boat.
Well, so far so good. You need dragons if you're going to play D&D.
Right? They're in the formula. They got to be there.
Yeah.
So they took off on a boat, and
I'm on a boat.
Yeah, I'm going fast, and so they ended up first. They went shopping. So the funny part is when you're playing D&D, a lot of the time you can end up like in a store talking to vendors and different people like that.
Right.
For like probably 3 or 4 hours of a game. And it was 3 hours from 3:30 to like 6:30 or 7. They were shopping and buying items and discussing things and what to do next and where to go. And then they got on this boat and they were traveling, and one of the guys who's a bard with his instrument, he has the ability to yell at people and insult them, and they take damage from doing it. Like he can be like,
so words really do hurt, don't they?
They do really hurt. He was killing seagulls with them, flocks of seagulls. They kept landing on the boat because one of our wizards has a magical quarterstaff, and animals follow him around now. Like they just kind of migrate towards his location and kind of follow him from a safe distance.
Has nothing to do with the pocket full of seeds that he's got, right?
I'm telling you, it's like he carried like 6 packages of birdseed with him. And our little guy got tired of all the birds on the boat and started killing them. And so he just a bunch of dead birds, and all the people who were rowing the boat started yelling insults like, I hate sharks too, they're ugly, trying to see if they could kill sharks with their words too. So it became a meme on the boat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was a good... they discovered that the one of the characters had smashed a hatchery full of dragon eggs.
Oh.
And there had been an assassination attempt on him and his squire earlier in the campaign, like 8 months ago. And they'd found a mysterious wax sigil with an R inscribed in it.
A wax what?
A wax sigil, like what you'd use to stamp a letter or a...
Sure.
Yeah. And they found that same stamp on this. They had an assassin in the boat who had a big, hefty half ogre, so a huge monster and full metal armor, and they fought, and they eventually killed the ogre, and they just had this dark elf left, and they cornered him in the boat, and he tried to escape, but they kept... Every time he tried to use magic to escape, the other wizards in the party stopped him. Oh. And eventually the guy who he tried to assassinate, along with his squire, who's like an 11-year-old boy, our Dragonborn, the guy he tried to kill, got so mad he just kept punching him till he was unconscious and threw him off the boat.
Wow.
Yeah, it was exciting. They
man.
found some stuff they were smuggling. They said that they were smugglers and that they were just trying to smuggle. And they found a little chest, and the same guy who was killing birds on it went to open it. And first there was a trap, and he thought, okay, well, the trap's gone, so I'm good. So he went to open up the chest, and as it opened, he was hit by a magical blast of energy. And it made it so his brain basically went to mush. He's still alive, but he went from being a smart, charismatic bard who could sing and tell stories and use magic to
a vegetable.
He's kind of like at a level of intelligence that would be more like your pet dog. Like, he knows who his friends are. He knows that he wants to keep them safe. He can still use his swords that he has and things like that. But
he's a simpleton.
But nobody can understand what he says, and he has no charisma. So he's and it's a weird place for his character because they can't fix it until they get to the next level, which is still a bit away. So I'm kind of like, you guys got this. I believe in you. Maybe you'll find a solution on the way if you play your cards right. So stay tuned, kids. That's what can happen. Yeah, he went from this powerful magic user, and now he's like, I'm your friend, and I've got a sword. Won't eat a gerbil.
Oh my god, dude. Nuts.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Well, it sounds like fun. And we are still, just as an update, working on the D&D game with our fans. Doing something like that. So
I'm in the writing process as it is.
And it probably will not happen until season 2, but we're looking forward to that and still putting that together. We don't want it to suck.
We want it to be good and not feel on rails.
So we're putting a lot of time into this. We're still developing this. Dude. So we're putting it together so it doesn't suck. Trying to get this whole thing so, it's great. We want to have fun with you guys. So we're still putting that together. There's your update too, by the way.
Yeah, the bones are being written, so it's got a good story. I always like to make it as open as possible so that if a wizard comes up to you and says, hey, do you want to come and go on a quest? And you go, no, I'd rather go out into the woods out back for no reason. Well,
roll the dice and here's what happens.
Right, there you go. I want you to be able to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's D&D after all.
Cool. So we went over the WOWclassic game and the servers and all of that stuff put together. Wow, that's cool. That's exciting, though. I mean, all those servers are... Yeah, I don't know how they're going to fix that. I don't know what they're going to do.
Hopefully it'll get people to move over. Otherwise, everyone's going to be waiting in line. And I guess, if you're really that compelled to do it, I guess, more power to you.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, we have 35 minutes to fill. What do you want to do next?
So I've got so what I read this morning, the juicy details. I feel like the gossip girls in high school who are like, oh my God, you wouldn't believe what happened.
Right.
So if you guys are familiar, and I think in this geeky spectrum, but just to give everybody a rundown, all the new kids on the block, there is a battle royale game that EA put out called Apexlegends, and it is essentially where you get you and your 2 squad buddies who you either can group up with friends or you can just drop in and get 2 random people you don't know. And you drop off a ship, you fly together to the surface and try to find guns, and you have yourself a grand old time of shooting the other teams and trying to be the last people alive at the end of the game.
I love that.
It's really fun. My issue is that I'm antisocial, so I'll follow people around and follow physical cues. But if they want me to be in voice chat or talk to them, I'm like, no, I don't need to be called an asshole over verbal communications.
Right,
too. I'd much rather just know you're thinking it.
So that's on EAgames?
Yeah, they have it on their Origins launcher. You can download. It's free, completely free to start.
Wow.
The only thing they charge for is if you want to buy, so if you want your gun to look like a razzle dazzle, like it's got some red, white, and blue colors to it, or whatever guns, you can get color skins that you can earn through the game by playing it.
Or gems if you want to bedazzle.
Exactly. If you want to razzle dazzle and bejazzle your guns. Give it the old razzmatazz.
There you go.
Or wear a costume. Maybe your character wears a hat or whatever it may be. So different things that you can do. You can earn that through playing the game itself, or you can buy. They have these Apex packs you can buy, and those make it so that you can, if you're impatient like myself, you can just buy it.
You can just buy it, get it.
You can buy some loot boxes and have yourself a giant, good old time. Or you might get nothing.
I told you, I played Dominations, and I've done it for years, and I don't add anything. I don't buy anything. So that's why I'm still playing it for years, and it's I don't know.
It feels good to beat the man, to be like, I enjoy your game and I don't pay for it.
Right.
I think that's And
I think I spent $5 on something, but that was it.
right, and there's enough people because between the commercials and marketing they do and things like that, like they're gonna get people who will pay for it. And there's enough people out there buying stuff and doing things. I guess the concern that happened, they had a recent event called it was the I think Iron Crown event. I'm trying to pull just double check my work here.
All right.
Yeah, okay, confirmed. Iron Crown event. I just had to make sure. I know we were like, you should know. I'm like, no, sometimes I can't remember these words are hard and I forget it. I was
Words are hard.
Golden hat, who knows?
And
Iron
they hurt.
Crown.
They're hard and they hurt.
They just like sticks and stones, and just like this, words did hurt. They had people were expressing their concerns about.
Yep.
They made it so these particular cosmetics you could only buy with actual money. You couldn't earn them through playing the game, which is how everything else had been, and people were upset.
Right.
And the company apologized and was like, "Hey, sorry. We realized that we made a mistake, and here it is." Of course, people were still upset and going, no, you guys are just backpedaling because you got some bad feedback, which, I mean, probably I try to be impartial, but I can probably say that's a pretty good. If they hadn't had the blown up, I'm sure it wouldn't have happened.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't think they would have backpedaled. They wouldn't have gone, oh, by the way,
They
sorry
wouldn't
about
need
that.
to.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's why we have feedback, is to let them know whether you're happy or not,
Yeah, of course.
But you do have to take comfort in knowing that, or maybe be angry that your fellow gamers, like people like me, like if I see a cool thing that I really want, I'm gonna buy it, and I don't care what kind of angry stigmas surrounding it or how upset people are, or if they think it feeds the machine. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'd rather feed the machine, and if I really truly love a game, I want it to continue being available to play.
Well, the thing is, when you have a game that's free, right? I think it's perfectly normal to offer upgrades at a price or whatever on that game Domination that I play. You can watch commercials and earn free things, right? I do that. I sit and watch my commercials. I get my free stuff, and that's great.
And they get money for you watching the commercial.
Right. And so it does. It feeds the machine. You still have to. It has to be a profitable, venture. It's not like they're going to pay these programmers or people are going to do this for free. It doesn't work that way.
Well, your paycheck is the knowledge that you made people happy.
That's it.
What?
And so I tweeted out, and I don't know if you saw this or not, but I made the executive decision that for the next decade, the Geek Missile podcast is going to be free. We're not going to charge people. Normally, we would charge, anywhere between $100 to $1,000 per episode to listen to. But I'm like, no, our fan base does not deserve that.
No,
we're free.
They've loved us fairly and
Absolutely.
and been absolutely behind us the whole time.
Yep. And so I've made that decision for the next decade. Just so you guys know, it is free to listen to the Geek Missile podcast. But there might be some upgrades you can pay for later.
Might be some commercials to listen to. But
we have that anyway.
Yeah, we already know. You guys already know the score. You know what you're going into.
And I'll tell you why we play the commercials. So we're going to be in the Lake City Comic-Con, right? We're going to be a part of that. We're going to do a live stream or live podcast from there. Perfect. And in order to do that, it costs money to be there. It costs money to get equipment to broadcast, to do all these things. No problem. We're not charging the listeners for that, right? That's on us.
No, that's us.
That's us giving them a quality show, okay? However, we have to play some commercials because we do have some sponsors that are going to be a part of that. And, it's to help ease the cost of it. So you got to listen to a commercial. But we get to bring this to you for free. And that's why we do it.
Exactly.
We love the people.
We love the people, and we want to continue doing fun things. Eventually, getting to when we're doing well and have many more sponsors. Maybe a raffle, maybe a drawing, maybe a caption contest. But we want you guys to be interactive with us as well.
Maybe at one point, as we continue this, we share with you how much we love to sleep on the Select Comfort bed or a Sealy Posturepedic bed. Maybe they sponsor the show. Maybe they give us a free mattress to try it out, to see what we think. Maybe that happens.
Maybe we live stream a nap and we go, hey, we took a nap and, on the Sealy mattress there. What do you do?
What do you do? And so it all just kind of helps the machine go. But the important thing is that we give you the Geek Missile podcast free. We give it to you for free. So that you, the listener, can enjoy this high-quality, world-class entertainment that we bring to you every Sunday-ish.
Sunday-ish or Monday, depending on your time zone. But
Well, I release it on Monday, but Sunday we record.
oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Sunday, Monday.
If you were part of the studio audience, you'd actually get to enjoy it on Sunday.
I have released it on a Sunday.
So, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This room that we're in now, our studio, is full of people right now. So we should turn to them and say, hey, do you guys enjoy the high quality programming that we supply to you guys? Yeah.
I mean, that
See?
speaks for itself.
Yeah, it does. And they're very happy with it. So we appreciate that. We love having, our studio audience here. It's fun. It's, but as long as we can bring it to you for free, that's the important thing.
Let's see. Well, and what else? Oh, so I guess I wanted to, in being that things have to be paid in this, and I know you are a titan of capitalism yourself, being the, I feel that when I talk to you, I learn a bit more about how business should be operated and done. Each time we have a conversation.
Yes,
and
sir.
If you don't pay for a game up front,
right?
I think you have to know they're going to try to make money somehow. Or even if you're paying a subscription to a company, like maybe you pay $15 a month to play an online MMO.
Well, it costs money to do business.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this: would you do your job for free?
Maybe only for the Geek Missile. Maybe I might do it for free for the Geek Missile,
but your job,
but not my other job. No.
See,
No.
I wouldn't either. Now, do I do this for free? The podcast? Absolutely.
Kind of. Mostly.
Well, okay. So we got a free pizza this morning from our sponsor, the Pizza Pipeline. Okay, so we did get that. You're right, and I appreciate that. I appreciate them, and we appreciate you listening. But the cost of this show today was one 14-inch surf and turf pizza.
And that covers us. We're not hungry anymore, which is great.
We're not.
It doesn't really pay for the microphones or anything like that, but and just like these other businesses, it doesn't pay, for their artwork, their voice, programming, things like that. So, if they sell a shiny horse and you go, that's a nice shiny horse. Well, you can buy the shiny horse if you want.
Right.
Or if you're angry that it's not free, you don't have to buy it. And if other people buy it, then, well, they spent money, but you didn't.
There you go.
Like, it seems like a straightforward transaction, but people get very upset about businesses selling things to them,
yes,
or offering to sell
them. For some
them.
people, it's a very foreign concept, but I don't understand it. But I know here at the Pizza Pipeline, we know it costs money to do business. We appreciate you. Yes, and they're happy. That was clapping.
I mean, we've talked so much about our sponsor, we might as well get a word from them.
Yep. There you go. It's the wrong sound effect. Give me a second. Professionalism.
That was the paycheck hitting our pocket.
At its gooderest. All right, let's do a quick homage to our sponsor. We'll be right back.
From the dawn of time, tales have been told of heroes. Heroes like Hercules, who performed 12 tasks in order to make the gods happy and redeem himself. Or Perseus, who defeated Medusa and then defeated a kraken. All of them powered by one thing. And it wasn't love, Aphrodites. Read a book. No, it was the power of gyros, the delicious Greek foodstuff that powered them to victory. And that power can now be yours through Pizza Pipeline and their Gyros Pizza, available for 20% off online at pizzapipeline.com via the Geek Missile podcast. Do something heroic today.
Hey, Mac, how you doing today?
Not too bad, Guy. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. What are you up to?
Well, I'm getting ready to order me a pair of Best Suspenders from bestsuspenders.com.
We got us a .com in the 20s?
You know it. They've been around for years.
Well, what do they got on there?
Well, I'll tell you, they got formal and they got casual. And if you're a hard-working fella, they even got suspenders for that, too. All made in the United States.
Well, I tell you, if they're good enough for President Hoover, they're good enough for me.
Well, he's got a pair, don't you know?
Well, they're not going to give me a pair right now.
Well, let's do it. BestSuspenders.com. Support you can trust, you know.
Thank you, Mac.
You're welcome, buddy. I'm glad you got to get yourself a pair of Best Suspenders.
Really
remember,
do
folks,
help.
if you are looking for suspenders, bestsuspenders.com. It says it right in the name. They're the best ones. So I highly suggest you go there. Maybe you guys, someone's getting married. Maybe you've got graduation. I'm sure that's passed, but you can be graduating from anything, AA or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm aiming for a promotion. I could use some nice looking suspenders to do that kind of new hipstery kind of open vest looking look.
Yeah, I mean it's great. So anyway, visit our sponsors, give them a little love. Who knows? You might even love the product. We do. Guess what time it is?
Oh, I know what time it is.
Would you rather? This is a good one. Would you rather only be able to speak in rhyme, or only be able to speak using alliteration?
Rhyme. So I used to write poetry. I used to be pretty decent at it. I was like an aspiring rapper. I had a tape recorder with me, and I was like, yo, I didn't like my homework, and the teacher's a jerk. Yeah. Next Eminem.
I can't understand why that didn't take off.
You know, I just didn't. I was too far ahead of my times, and
Maybe
just
that's
didn't pick it up. Yeah.
Yep.
Alliteration, I actually had to be like, I had actually had rack my brain when you talked about it. I was like, wait a second. Alliteration.
Like Peter Piper pecked a pack of freaking peckers.
Yeah.
Something like
pepper.
that.
Yeah.
That's alliteration.
Dude, if I had to talk like that all day, I think I would just stop talking to people.
But wouldn't it be fun?
It'd be like, have you seen V for Vendetta?
No. No.
He does a whole scene, like a minute monologue of talking to this lady in the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Using nothing but V words and like some like to which, you know, but like transferred but mostly V word, like a majority
Wow.
V words. And it was really cool. So if I could do it that well, like just naturally speaking, I might go with that. Otherwise, I'd be a poet all the time, and they would know it.
Oh, look at you busting a rhyme.
It should be a crime to be this fly, but that was a slant rhyme.
Oh my gosh.
You guys are too kind.
Yeah. Good Lord, man. Where did that come from?
What about you? Where are you at on the meter?
I would probably, I would speak in rhyme. I just think it would irritate my boss, and I think it'd be fun to do. So, how would you evaluate your performance over the year? And I would bust a rhyme. I'm not going to do one now, but
You don't give me enough praise, so I deserve the raise.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. You know, so I don't know. It's, yeah, I would probably just do rhymes. But you know what? It might be just as irritating to talk in alliteration. That might be kind of fun too.
They'd be like, can you use any other words but A words? No.
No. No.
No. No.
So I don't know. I probably rhyme though. That would probably be fun.
Let's see. Okay, I feel gross asking you this. Like,
I
I
know.
feel like it's a weird, like I'm really, but I'm going to say it. I'm like, for anybody who's, sorry, you're going in with us. You're already here. So,
Yeah.
You know. Would you rather be trapped in a small room with 10,000 tarantulas for 10 minutes or eat 10 tarantulas in 10 minutes?
In a room. I don't want to eat them.
Dude, I couldn't. I
do not want to eat a tarantula.
They're fuzzy. They are fuzzy, and they
Yes.
look kind of gross.
And they do not look delicious. There's no part of them that looks like a ribeye or anything that would be tasty. I just would rather be in a room with them. It doesn't say I have to touch them or love them.
You just have to hope they all stay way over there.
Well, I would kick them if they
there
come
you
near
go.
me. Kick it away. It doesn't say it's a small room.
It doesn't say you have to not harm them either. So you could potentially you just get 10,000 smashed spiders and be in the same room. You know.
So I'm gonna go in a room with them for 10 minutes.
That's still hard.
I mean,
for me.
because it would take me a lot, or eat 10 tarantulas in 10 minutes. So the time is 10 on both.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd rather just be in a room with
That's
them
a lot
for
of
10 minutes.
scarfing tarantulas. I don't know.
God.
They're pretty big. They're like palm sized. I've seen.
Well, you have to eat 10 tarantulas in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I guess it depends. If I could make them into like pasta, like put them in like a pasta.
Even then, even
still
the
pretty
nice
gross.
on what's the Hell's Kitchen guy, Gordon Ramsay. I have
yeah.
never seen him do a tarantula dish.
Touche.
Yeah, I don't think they taste delicious. No.
I get grossed out by chocolate crickets, so I'd probably have to just deal with the room of spiders and scream like a girl for 10 minutes. Like that would be my.
That's it.
And I would, because I am not. Like, I'm good with, I can kill spiders. Like, when people say kill the spider in the house, I'm the guy who does it.
Yeah.
But if I was in a room full of 10,000, I'm like, there's a lot more of them than there are of me.
Yeah. That's just weird.
That's hard. I got some spider phobic friends who are going to listen to this and, like, get the heebie-jeebies for the next day.
That's so weird. Would you rather lose all of your teeth or all of your hair?
Oh, I'd be a terrible bald guy, but I'd rather lose the hair.
I think so,
I could say
too.
that just, I like to eat. It's hard to eat without teeth.
Yeah.
It's the mechanical
How
part
would you
of it.
open a beer if you don't have teeth?
That's how you lost your teeth in the first place.
Yeah, I would definitely go with the hair.
Oh my God. Yeah. I think I'd be an ugly bald dude. I think some people can rock bald. I don't think I can, but I would know for sure that women and men, when they're like, oh, they're missing teeth, I'm like, so judgy. Nobody, bald old man or the bald lady from, have you seen?
Well, I think you grow up seeing creepy villains and stuff, and they have no
Missing
teeth,
teeth,
right?
yeah.
But the bald isn't like
The bald, yeah.
associated with creepiness.
There's some, you've got some very fine like meth dealers who are bald
Right.
in movies and shows, and they're fine. And
Yeah.
and you've got if you watched Doctor Strange,
I've seen it.
yeah, the cool cosmic like lady whose name I suddenly
Right.
forgot. She
Yeah,
was
I
super
know.
cool. She rocked the bald. Same with the ladies in some of the ladies in Black Panther too, like the
Oh,
with the
sure.
bald.
Yeah.
I was like, they really rocked the bald. Like I've always been like, but I like hair. But then they did the bald thing. I was like, they really pulled it off. Good job.
They did. Yeah, they did fine.
I can't pull it
but
off. My
notice
face
they
doesn't
had nice
support it.
teeth.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So
got-
I'd rather lose my hair.
Touche. We got it. Boom.
Easy.
Logic.
Again, O'Shea is not here, brother.
Maybe season 2. Maybe season 2. He'll come back, make a return visit, have a guest speaker. We're always looking for guests.
Well, we were gonna have him and Robert Baldwin back this season. It just didn't come together yet.
So hopefully we can have ourselves a 4-way smackdown on
Wow.
the Geek Missile podcast.
A quad menage.
I was trying to think of what do you ever, where you call it like free, like a Royal Rumble at the wrestling matches where you
Yeah.
get in and punch each other. We'll bring
I
some
think that would be
chairs.
cool to have Robert back and to have O'Shea back, and yeah. Well, we'll do what we can. Well, we're not making any promises, but
No matter what, you'll have a Geek Missile podcast. And
season dos.
Season dos. Let's see. So would you rather be able to never wear makeup? Now we're going to skip this one because no matter what it says next, it's not going to apply to us. Because I mean, I don't wear eyeshadow or anything right now. Would you rather have the ability to read people's minds or make two people fall in love? So you can be Cupid or be
Yeah.
Dr. X or Professor X, but but only being able to read people's minds.
Right. I know what you mean. Read people's minds or make people fall in love. Read people's minds. I don't care if the people are in love.
I mean, I guess I'd have to wonder if I can make that one person me, like they, make like two people, like, can I invoke the power on myself, or do I just have to be some beneficial Cupid that just runs around matchmaking people?
Well, if it doesn't work out, then I don't want to hear that.
I feel like a jerk. Oh,
You
I've been
introduced me to that butthole, and I don't, whatever,
I've
man.
been on the receiving end of that. I have had that happen. We're like, oh, they seemed like a nice guy. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
Sorry
not
about
my
that.
fault. You can't handle a relationship.
Right?
Yeah.
And I can be fair that I do owe a fruit basket to my ex-sister-in-law. I forgot to give it to her after she introduced me to her sister and I got married to her.
Yeah.
It didn't work out, but I still feel like I owe her a fruit basket. I just haven't got the chance
Eh.
to. And I feel like it's kind of a double thing because I could say, hey, I tried and I sent you a fruit basket. And if it gets there and it's gross, in a gross condition, I can also be like, haha, but that's what you get for being a jerk about it.
Yeah.
So the gesture is there, and then I can gamble on fate whether or not it's a nice fruit basket or not.
Okay. This is a weird one. Would you rather be able to run fast as a cheetah or fly, but only as fast as a tortoise?
Oh my
Well,
God.
I'd rather run as fast as a cheetah. Why would I want to fly really slow?
I mean, so I guess the argument can be made that if you're but how slow? I mean, how
As a
slow
tortoise,
is a turtle?
bro.
They do walk really slow.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're in no hurry.
if you want to get to places that you're not supposed to be in that require flying, that would be a thing. But I'm not really a trespassing kind of person. Can I run normally when I'm on the ground?
If I could fly, I would want to fly to work. Right? Skip all the lights and all that. But what's the point if I'm going as fast as a tortoise?
Yeah, no, you might as well run at that point.
I mean, if I could fly as fast as a cheetah and get to work, that would be rad. But I can run as fast as a cheetah, but then by the time I got to work, I'd be all sweaty and tired.
I would argue that even if you had to go around, say, a lake and had to run the outskirt of it, you would still beat the turtle at that speed. Even if the turtle flew in a straight line over the top of the lake. I would argue that you would still win as the cheetah.
Well, you could.
Okay,
Yeah.
somebody get a flying turtle and somebody get the cheetah, and we're gonna live stream this. We're gonna figure this out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with cheetah. Final
Yeah.
answer.
I can't think of no. You know what? I'll take the flying just because I want to go. I want to go sit somewhere I'm not supposed to be. That's my. I'm gonna get there really slowly, but I'm gonna get there, and people will be like, "How do you get up on that building?"
Huh.
Yeah, I'll be able to make high speed chases. It'll be like the O.J. Simpson chase where the cars slowly drifted behind him as he drove away.
That's weird. Yeah, I mean the flying slow it would be irritating. It'd be like, oh my god, I'm so bored. Yeah.
I'd have to bring peanuts and like. I guess if it's like a levitation and not me actively flapping my arms, because that would suck. If I had to actively flap my arms and couldn't like read my phone and flip through it as I was flying, that would be an issue.
All right, here's a funny one, dude. Would you rather have a permanent splinter under your big toenail or have a permanent bad haircut?
Oh God. Okay. I have a low pain threshold. That big toenail thing sounds painful. I mean, I've had a bad haircut for a long time, and I got to tell you, even when I used to bowl cut my hair or shave it all the way around, I still picked people up. I still got some ladies in my life. But
so you're telling me the haircut you have now you chose?
the mop on my head was no accident, you'll see.
Right.
But I don't know if I could do that. I'd be wanting to chop my toe off. I mean, that would be my thought. Is I get so irritated at pain. Like I
have a higher threshold of pain. I mean, we could go over my medical history, and I lived with this stuff for years. But I think a bad haircut that just drives me nuts.
No, I'm a bag of dicks if I'm in pain. Like I'm just real.
I'm gonna go with splinter, and you're gonna go with haircut.
We're separating today. We're going separate ways on the
all right,
subject.
buddy.
It's okay.
That happens.
Let's see. Would you rather read the book or watch the movie?
Movie.
Done. I was gonna say Lord of the Rings. Watch the movie. I read the books and I did not need the 1,800 extra pages of what Sam had for breakfast. Wasn't necessary. Didn't need it.
Yeah.
The Harry Potter movies, I would argue, even though the books I think were fantastic, I think you can just watch the movies and get a good experience out of it.
So we've talked about this previously. The books that I read are not. I mean, the movie version of it would be an infomercial, right? But I mean,
a Traeger grill.
Well, that or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I'd rather watch the movies. I like watching movies because my mind wanders and I get other things thought of and done in my head. I don't know. I would rather watch the movie.
You can't eat popcorn while you read a book.
Yeah,
not easily. You get you get the
suppose.
butter all over the screen or all over the pages. Whatever way you're doing it.
Yeah, if you're kindling it.
I
mean, I like to read cookbooks, but if there's a movie where the guy says, "Hey,
this is how you cook it," I'd watch Gordon Ramsay teach. That's how I learned how to make some good eggs. And you think, oh, you can cook eggs, but apparently, like when they test chefs, they're like, "We're gonna cook me some eggs," and usually people were like, "Oh, just eggs," and they mess them up. There's a higher echelons you can reach with cooking.
There are. I mean, if you've ever been to a nice restaurant, for morning time for breakfast or something like that, there's definitely a very big difference in food quality. So yeah,
it's the liquid in the eggs, or it's these eggs are really dry. Those are the worst. I can't do it. I can't do dry eggs.
Oh yeah, that's gross. So, all right, I like this one. Would you rather forget who you are every time it rains, or never be able to remember why you walked into a room?
Oh God,
So, at my current advanced age, I do forget why I walk into a room a lot. So, if I can forget who I am every time it rains, how many times a year would that be versus every time you go into a room why you forgot?
And also, do you ever remember who you are, or is this like remember who you are like Simba, your dad appears in the sky and he tells you to remember who you are and you're like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm important, I better go back home. Or if you're just stuck being, Robert Baldwin instead of, Adam Dieringer, suddenly not knowing who you are. You just take out a new life and move out just whenever it rains. In the Northwest, we get like at least 50, 60 days of rain a year in the dry part of the state.
Is that snow too? Would that be?
I think, I mean, if it rains before it snows, technically, I mean, you
And
gotta
does it
that-
have to rain where I'm at, or just rain somewhere in the city?
If it's the rain touching you, or if it's the rain just occurring in general, that's my
Right.
question. I
Because
think
then I'd never know who I was.
just who am I and why am I in this house?
Who am I? Yeah. Wow.
Well,
Cool beans, man.
you know, eventually, I think you'd find yourself in a home, like you'd be in one of those cool. You'd be in one of those. They'd make a movie about you where you were in a mental institute, and you'd be like, "Who am I? I'm Jeffrey Baldwin, and now I'm Frank Sinatra, and Sally Struthers."
I'm going to do one more for you. All right. This
Yeah.
one's for you. Would you rather dress in all bright orange or in all lime green for the rest of your life?
Oh. Initially, I think lime green only because I'm afraid that if I dressed in all bright orange, at some point, someone would think I was a
inmate?
convict. Or
Yeah.
an inmate. Yeah, exactly. Like running away.
You need to get back to the work crew.
Like, hey, take your hammer and get back on the chain gang. Oh.
I don't know that I really have a difference. I mean, if there are two colors that I don't wear, period. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of another, right?
Oh, yeah.
On the same side of evil. I would just, I don't know, green, I guess.
I like lime green. I could dig on lime green. People would be
Yeah.
like, "You're very limey," and I'd go, "I know, limey,
Right. Limey.
yeah,
Hi, limey.
lime, feeling real limey today."
Limey green. That concludes our Would You Rather, folks. Thank you so much for playing along with us. Questions will be in the description if you want to play along and jot down your answers. We'd love to hear from you. That would be so fun.
That'd be quite fantastic.
I'd love it. You know what? I think that wraps up the final
Yeah,
podcast of the Geek Missile.
deep breath. Feels like we had a long adventure so far. Many more to come, but hey, we got to take a vacation and revamp and
Yep.
improve. So that's where we're at.
I'm excited because I think we're going to have, I think our new stuff coming out is going to be really gooder, right?
Oh, the besterest.
Yeah, besters. I'm excited for next season. I mean, we got a lot planned for you. We're going to start it off with, well, maybe within our starting it off, like 1 or 2 episodes. But we're going to do that Lilac City Comic-Con, and we're very pumped about that. We have a lot to do to get ready for that one, and it's going to be fun. We hope to see you. If you kids are local, guys, it's right over here in Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah,
Come down. It's going to be fun.
Drop on by. Weather should be better inside the building than it is outside.
In Rocktober, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where's my... There you go.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can avoid the rain or the heat. Depends on, in this neck of the woods, it can either be like 90 degrees or, 50 with rain.
Yeah. Well, in October, it's going to be a little bit more, chilly. But
Bring your pumpkin spice latte and come join us.
pumpkin spice.
I'm telling you,
Maybe
it's-
we'll do an episode on pumpkin spice and why everyone hates it, but still buys it.
right?
Oh, my God. From all of us here at the Geek Missile Podcast, we thank you for a very successful and awesome Season 1. We look absolutely forward to seeing you guys again in the future. We are very, very pumped and honored to have you listen to our podcast. From Randy Howell,
And Adam Dieringer.
we thank you very much. Have a great day. We'll talk to you again.
This has been a Geek Missile production, and it was almost professional. We thank you for listening.
I gotta cut